What's going on, people in YouTube land? Kimchi Chris here, and welcome to today's brand new video. Now today we are going to be discussing someone that I've made a lot of videos about on this channel. I had kind of decided to leave him in the past a little bit, but something happened that I knew would happen, and we're just going to get it out there. We're going to talk about it because a lot of you have been asking me about it. We're going to talk about Vinnie Vincent and him canceling his comeback shows in Nashville, Tennessee. Now I'm sure if you've been following along with the whole train wreck that is this guy's career at this point, these shows were initially scheduled for December 2018 in Memphis at Graceland. Who knows if the venue was actually booked, but that's where they were scheduled. And then they got moved to Nashville for February 2019 at Rocketown. Again, who knows if the venue was actually booked, but that's what they were promoting, and at the end of the day, it got canceled. And anyone that's surprised by this, I don't know what's up with you. I don't know where you are. I'm not trying to be too abusive. This is my opinion. I'm sure you have your own, but this guy's track record is kind of insane at this point, and saying he's a little bit shady and a little bit iffy is kind of an understatement. Now, one thing that's very important to keep in mind when you're talking Vinnie Vincent is separating the art from the artist. I'm not saying he's put out bad music or anything like that. His Kiss records in particular are some of my favorites, and I can never take that away from the guy. When I met him at the Atlanta Kiss Expo, he was very warm, very welcoming, and it was a great experience, and I will always hold that true, but I swear, he and his team are trying to do everything they can to ruin that memory for me, because regardless of how you feel about his art, this guy has a track record of canceling, ripping people off, and just being a thief in general, and I really wish it wasn't that way. I honestly do. Now, I don't know if this is all to blame necessarily on Vinnie. I don't know if he has some mental issues, in all honesty. I don't know if he has some inner demons he needs to take care of. I don't know if it's just the people around him. The promoter was blamed about 1,000 times over on this show, and let's just be fair, it's the same promoter that ran the Atlanta Expo last year, and he doesn't have the best track record either, in all honesty, but he did even reach out to me at one point trying to make amends and provide me with some comp tickets for the show. So I don't know, it seemed like he was trying to cover his tracks and maybe make better for this, but at the end of the day, it still imploded. And I really think it just might have been a little bit too much for Vinnie to handle at this point. I don't know that he was ready to do this type of show. Initially, it was supposed to be a storyteller acoustic type show with just an acoustic guitar and Vinnie on stage, and I thought that sounded cool. That's what he did in Atlanta. Expand upon that with more music involved and some crazy stories, and that might have been a really cool experience, and I thought that one seemed plausible. I mean, he's Tennessee based, so getting to Memphis wouldn't have been that hard, and then they added a second 9. That still seemed plausible, but you know, things were already starting to happen. The cracks were already starting to, well, crack at that point, and then they decided they were going to add an electric part at the end. They said Robert was going to be there, which would have been really cool, but then they decided it was going to be a full shred show. Then the dates got changed, then there were band members added, then there were band members taken away, and the whole thing imploded like we all knew was going to happen. And at this point, I wouldn't be surprised to see Vinnie just completely cut himself off and not be involved with the media anymore and not have any future career plans. I really wouldn't be surprised by that. I mean, he's done fine doing all these autograph shows and these meet and greets and things like that, and that seems okay for him, but let's just be real. I know I'm going to get some negative comments for this. I'm ready for you. You're going to be right down there below. The guy probably can't play the way he used to anymore, and that's nothing against him, okay? Being a shredder guitar player is hard to do in older age because it's just so fast. I mean, the guy could have had some kind of stroke or something. He might not be able to play as well anymore. That would explain some of the, you know, physical issues he seems to have as well. Who knows? He was gone for so many years. I don't know. These are all just theories I'm throwing out there, but, you know, from his past year in the spotlight again, he's essentially played 7 songs, and he's a musician. That's not a lot of music to play for a whole year with your big comeback show, but he played, you know, 4 songs mostly, didn't really complete any of them at the Atlanta show, and then when he was in Miami at the Gathering, he did 3 more songs where he played rhythm guitar, and he didn't really show that he could do the, you know, the big shredding. He didn't really show that anymore, so I don't know that he can do it. But personally, I wouldn't be mad at the guy if he couldn't. I know that's what he's known for, but if all he can do anymore is play the basic chords and do some acoustic shows and things like that, I'd be very okay with that. But because of all this negative backlash that people like myself, in all honesty, are giving him, I don't know if he'll be able to take it. I mean, he talked about all the negativity and the hate and things like that, some of his Q&As and interviews and such, and you know, he was just surprised anybody wanted him back. And this might have been too much. He might go back underground after this. This might be the last we see of Vinnie. I hope not. I would like to see that book come out that he promised. I'd like to see some acoustic shows happen, but you know, the thing is, He's burnt so many bridges. He's burnt so many people, and he's done such a bad job with this resurgence that I don't know if it's gonna happen anymore. And it's really sad to see such a talented guy have such a hard time, but it is what it is. Be it surrounding himself with bad people, be it making bad business decisions, be it the fact that he just needs a better team around him, or he needs to, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I really don't. I know one of the big things is he needs to stop having fanboys work with him. Everyone that has worked with him has been a hardcore Kiss fan, and who knows what music business knowledge they actually have. If you get someone involved there that actually has had experience rebuilding one of these like 80s rock guys and getting them to a good point, that's who you need. You don't need someone that's just a big Kiss fan. I mean, I have experience with music business stuff, but I would never want to work for Vinnie for the simple fact that I am a fan, and that's not a good thing to mix in. There's a few people that can do it. There's a few people that can mix business and pleasure. There's one gentleman in particular that works with Kiss, for example, that does a really good job at balancing the two, but that is a very, very, very rare trait to have, and he has a huge experience working with other bands. So at the end of the day, I know I'm gonna get some negative comments on this video and some positive ones, because there are some people that just love this guy unconditionally no matter what he does, and there's some people that hate this guy unconditionally no matter what he does, and then there's a few people that are kind of in the middle and try to, you know, judge him on his actions, but that's the problem, is that his actions have not been great. But with all that being said, when I met him, he seemed to come off as a half-decent individual, and I don't wish any harm on anyone, so I really hope that he finds peace and happiness with no matter what he decides to do, even if we never see him again, or if he goes out and plays a 3-month tour and actually makes all the shows, but I don't see that really happening. But you never know what can happen out there, because at the end of the day, you can only burn people so many times and still have them committed to having, well, commitment towards you. But what do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of Vinnie canceling his comeback shows and showing no signs of any future plans? Let me know in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'm sure I'll get a lot of thumbs down on this one too, just because it's a Vinnie video, and that's always exciting. And if you enjoyed this at all, hit that subscribe button, hit the alarm so you get the updates, all kinds of Kiss videos all the time right now. It's very exciting and a very intense time to be a Kiss fan. Thank you guys so much for watching. One more time, my name is Kimchi Chris, and I will see you guys on the next video.